Now in 4 News Now at 6, a Spokane family prepares for Christmas in the midst of tragedy. We talk with the cousin of murder victim Janelle Martinson.
I'm tracking low clouds and fog across the region tonight. I'll let you know if it'll impact your holiday travel plans in the First Alert forecast.
And setting the record straight on the family of 4 murdered in Kellogg, why 2 women say their friend has been portrayed in a bad light. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
I just can't wrap my mind around why somebody would do that.
The cousin of a missing woman who was found dead in Valley Forge last week is mourning tonight. Janelle Martinson vanished in late November. Her cousin left to wonder what happened to her until last week. Martinson's body was discovered on a rural road near Valley Forge. Court documents show she was allegedly killed by her ex-boyfriend, Colton Russell, who was himself killed a week and a half ago in Northeast Spokane. Our Peter Choi explains what led up to Martinson's death.
Yeah, I spoke with Janelle Martinson's cousin today. She tells me this tragedy all started from a toxic relationship with a man Martinson loved for 7 years.
Brutal and cold. It's just hard for me.
It's a tragedy that is still hard to wrap your head around.
No matter what she was going through, she just always put a smile on her face.
Alicia Garbreth says her cousin Janelle was always generous. She loved being a mother and grandmother.
She was very, very generous, sometimes maybe too generous. She loved people.
The last time Alicia saw her cousin was when Martinson told her about camping trip. On December 14th, Martinson was found dead. Her body dumped off South Madison Road near Valley Forge. According to court documents, Martinson's murder was discovered during the investigation into the murder of her ex-boyfriend Colton Russell and Kiara Morgan Wieland. The suspect in those murders told investigators that Russell had killed Martinson and threatened to kill him if he didn't help move her body. Garbreth says Martinson was a domestic violence victim at the hands of Russell.
You know, he had already beat her up before multiple times.
She says Martinson depended on Russell for illegal drug use.
Unfortunately, Janelle was, and I think that was a lot of the reason why Janelle kept going back.
The Spokane County medical examiner says the cause of her death is pending.
She's up there with, all our other loved ones that are up there and just looking down on us.
Now, as for murder suspect Brandon Kenny, he is being held on a $1 million bond. He's charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. In studio tonight, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
Well, an old rivalry may be rekindled from the ashes of the Pac-12. Washington State and Oregon State are reportedly set to join the West Coast Conference for the next 2 years in all sports except for football and baseball. And that means the Zags and Cougs squaring off in basketball again. According to multiple reports, including Yahoo Sports, the league presidents and athletic directors will vote on the measure tomorrow. If approved, both WSU and OSU would join the WCC as affiliate members for 2 years. The football teams will play in the Mountain West, and the baseball teams will play as independents. The agreement will give WSU and OSU time to rebuild the Pac-12 conference. They are the only remaining schools in the conference. The Zags and Cougs haven't played in men's basketball since 2015. No one was hurt in a Spokane Valley house fire this afternoon. Firefighters were able to get 2 people out of the home. The fire was contained to just 1 room, and it was knocked down in about 10 minutes' time. Well, tomorrow is the start of the holiday travel surge, with millions of people expected to hit the roads or take to the skies over the next few days. But Chris Crocker, as of now, conditions aren't looking too bad, at least around here.
That is true. The only problem, and I was just looking at sky cams from around the region, we have some areas of dense fog around the area, and that can certainly slow down your travel. In fact, the fog was so dense on the camera down in Colfax, also the one I-90 at Geiger, that I didn't even use them because it was just a white on the screen. So very dense fog in spots. But here in downtown, we can see across the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena, no problem. You can see the fog on the hills in the distance behind us, and visibility is down around the region, particularly as you head out on the West Plains. Spokane International Air Force Base and Fairchild Air Force Base and Spokane International Airport, both reporting visibility less than a quarter mile. A mile at Deer Park, picked up some fog on the camera there. Sandpoint Bonners Ferry also seeing some of that dense fog, and that'll be with us through tomorrow morning. Our forecast fog shows especially dense fog as we head down I-90 into Ritzville, Moses Lake. I know it's been bad around Ritzville today. Visibility, we heard from one viewer, was difficult to even see the road as she was making her way around town. Here's 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Starting to see it lift just a little bit, but it's going to be a gray Thursday. Meanwhile, temperatures right now are above freezing throughout the entire region. In fact, we're still at 40 degrees in Spokane, 42 in Lewiston, 39 in Coeur d'Alene presently, but we'll be bottoming out right around freezing, if not a hair above. So you will still have the possibility of encountering some icy spots if you are heading out early tomorrow. Your Thursday planner, 34 degrees to start the day in Spokane, heading up to a high of 40. 33 is our average high. Despite the gray skies, still running above average. We have some wet weather coming in on Friday. I'll tell you all about that and have your Christmas forecast in just a few minutes, Derek.
All right, Chris, thank you. Well, this is Kenneth and Kenna Gardepee and Kenna's sons, Devin and Aiken Smith from Kellogg, Idaho. All four of them were killed by their neighbor, Major John Kaler, back in June. And tonight, Kenna's friends want to share her story. According to court documents, Kaler said he was upset that Devin Smith, the family's older son, had exposed himself to his young daughter and police didn't do anything about it. Marissa Rio sat down with the victim's friends and shares their side of the story.
Kenna Gardepee is the mom who Major John Kaler has pleaded guilty to killing. I had a conversation with two of her good friends today. Both are frustrated and hurt over the horrible things people have said online about the family. They want to set the record straight and tell Kenna's story, how she was adventurous, the life of the party, and overall a single mom who would have done anything for her boys.
That's so Kenna right there. That's so
Two friends laughing over memories they have shared over the past 30 years.
It was very adventurous. We did so much together. We obviously went to school together.
It used to be 3 of them. Now there are only 2.
I love this one. I don't know what it is. It's just.
As they flip through old photos, they want people to know who the real Kenna Gardepee was.
She was an amazing person. She would give you the shirt off her back. She was always there, you know, in situations whenever anybody would need help or anything.
Kenna's friends say there never was a dull moment with her. She was outdoorsy and she was a dedicated mom.
I always looked up to her as a mother. I felt that I was lacking in that department when compared to her. There wasn't a weekend that she wasn't out with her kids and keeping them active and trying to keep them out of trouble.
The family would often go to the mountains of the Silver Valley, hiking in the summer, skiing in the winter. Kenna's friends say there's a narrative that Kenna didn't care about the issues Devin was having, but that's not the case.
Probably since Devin was in maybe middle school, he was having some mental issues, and he had been into doctors and evaluated, and she was doing everything she could in that respect.
Regardless, Kenna's friends say the family didn't deserve to die, and that's where the frustration comes in.
And I think that there's other parts of the story that need to be addressed further, as far as, you know, people that need to be held accountable further than just, you know, Major John. There was more than just him.
But her friends want people to know the person Kenna was before her death. Silly, generous, and again, a single mom who was doing the best she could. Kenna's friend says she deserves better than what she has been portrayed to be. They continuously told me how great of a person she was and how much she is missed. Reporting in studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
All right, Marissa, thank you so much. Well, still ahead, snow coverage across the U.S. has hit a 20-year low. Meteorologist Matt Gray explains why this could be happening coming up. And some Washington lawmakers want to ban gas-powered equipment. Hear how much longer it could take to do basic yard work after the break.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
26 years strong.
After a quick flight to the North Pole, at-risk children can experience the magic of Christmas through Fantasy Flight.
A child should have amazing and magical Christmas memories. The Spokane Fantasy Flight creates a once-in-a-lifetime adventure to the North Pole full of gifts, love, laughter, and elves.
The America Credit Union is honored to partner with organizations like Fantasy Flight as they work to enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
Magical moments, snowy adventures, warming up, making memories, a winter wonderland. The perfect close-by getaway this winter is Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. Find countless ways to play and plan your escape at cdawinter.com.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Our motto here at Holiday Heating is fixed right or it's free. That means that we'll get the job done right the first time, and if we don't,
we will own up to that and we will take care of it for you for free.
Fixed right or it's free means that we are accountable for the 100% satisfaction of our customers.
We'll come back and get the job done and with no additional charge to the customer.
We are humans and we do make mistakes, but we are here to make it right and make sure our customers know that.
Invasion of the giant goldfish. Next Inside Edition. Unwanted pet goldfish ending up in the Great Lakes.
There are actually millions of them out there at this point.
And they're growing to the size of footballs. Why it's becoming a huge problem across America. Then, the most bizarre holiday salad craze ever? Wait till you see what's in it.
It's interesting.
Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
In Washington State, I just don't see that being feasible.
Taking care of your yard may become more difficult. A proposed bill that's been filed for the upcoming legislative session calls for a ban on gas-powered lawnmowers, chainsaws, and more. Washington Representative Amy Whalen of Bellevue is proposing the ban on gas-powered outdoor equipment as part of an effort to go green. Our 4 News Now's Allison Martinez has the story.
When searching for outdoor equipment, Spokane Power Tool is a go-to. Today I spoke to the owner who tells me this industry could face major challenges if this bill passes. Lower cost and higher efficiency are two main reasons why many people prefer gas tools. House Bill 1868 would give you no choice but to go electric.
It would definitely take more time. There would be struggles finishing tasks with a battery one because of the fact that you'd be changing out those batteries.
The bill states that gas and diesel outdoor tools emit air pollutants that add to climate change and impact health. The bill cites a study from the Environmental Protection Agency that says 1 hour of a gas lawnmower can contribute as much pollution as driving a car 300 miles. Christensen says a major change like this is just not realistic in Washington State.
In eastern Washington here, we get a lot of snow, and trying to tackle, large amounts of snow with a battery-operated snowblower could be quite difficult. You'd have to have a whole bucket of batteries to get through it.
The bill would incentivize the transition with temporary sales and use tax relief and a grant program.
The industry has answered with a lot of battery equipment, but it just is not going to answer all the needs of the landscapers, professionals.
Spokane Power Tools has been selling gas products for 50 years. Christensen says if this bill does pass, difficulties would follow for his business and others.
There would be some challenges surrounding that, and we'll have to wait and see, and then we would address it when it comes.
If passed, this law would ban gas and diesel equipment from being produced after 2026 or sooner. Reporting in Spokane, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
All right, a consumer alert tonight. Toyota is recalling about 1 million cars over a potential glitch with the passenger airbag sensor that could cause the airbag to not deploy when it should. The recall covers 15 Toyota and Lexus models from 2020 to 2022. Toyota will notify owners of the recalled vehicles by the middle of February.
4 things to know about your weather. Low clouds and fog developing around the region. Watch for icy spots on the roads tonight and tomorrow morning. We have rain turning into possibly a rain-snow mix Friday night, and still just the slightest chance of light snow on Christmas Day. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Parker Toyota.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
This is important information from AARP and BECU. Caring for a parent, spouse, or loved one comes with a lot of responsibility, including financially. Research shows the family caregivers spend an average of $7,200 of their own money every year. There's often a struggle for caregivers to take care of their own financial needs as well as the needs of their loved ones. AARP and BECU are here to help by offering advice, tips, and tools with a video podcast series, Caring for Caregivers. For more information, visit this website.
Six is the winner of 23 awards on Broadway and a euphoric celebration. Six the Musical, January 23rd to the 28th at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Get tickets at BroadwaySpokane.
Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $87.50 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
$3 pitcher night, a couple cocktails, an edible, and a nature documentary. What do all these people have in common? A friend like you who offered a ride or made sure they got in a ride share or provided a couch to crash on. Thanks for keeping the roads a little safer tonight, Washington. Together, we get there.
The all-new Bet Ahead feature is now live at Caesars Sportsbook, located inside Spokane Tribe Casino. Make your picks online from anywhere before you place your cash bets. Only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
All right, welcome back. Let's take a live look here at traffic cameras. This is out near Geiger, so west of town, and you can see that fog is pretty thick out there. So if you are driving or about to drive home from work, be careful.
Yes, and that can freeze to the roadways. Right now, our roads are above freezing, but as we get into the overnight, there could be some slick spots.
Sure.
So, and obviously visibility an issue with a lot of people on the roads. That is going to be the concern. Here in downtown today, we saw some sunshine. Take a look at our time lapse. We're one of the few spots around the region that broke out of the low clouds and fog and even had a pretty sunset. But now we're starting to see the fog develop again. With the help of some sunshine, we got up to 44 in Spokane today. 33 is our average high, 10 degrees away from our record, but still well above average. 4 o'clock is our sunset time now. For your forecast tonight, patchy fog, 33 degrees for an overnight low. Areas of dense fog, obviously, as well around the region. Temperatures just above freezing in most locations, but again, that almost makes it a little more dangerous if you're driving along and think all the roads are wet and you happen to find a spot where you've got some frost on the road. It's a accident waiting to happen. Mostly cloudy skies tomorrow with that fog in the morning. 40 degrees for a high in Spokane. We'll be in the lower 40s in Coeur d'Alene, Sandpoint, upper 30s in Bonners Ferry. Colville and Grand Coulee. Temperatures above average, down in the 50s for Moscow, Pullman, and Lewiston. Taking a broad view of our weather pattern, we have rain to our south, rain to our north with some mountain snow. As we go through the day on Thursday, we are dry. We'll even start off Friday morning with dry conditions, but then we have this front approaching that's going to bring some rain across the region during the day on Friday. Some mountain snow late in the day over the Cascade Passes, if that is when your travel plans are, but it is not going to be heavy snow. Right now, it looks like in the 1 to 2 inch range Friday night, and then things will be back to fairly clear conditions as we get into the day on Saturday. This cold front will come through late Friday into Saturday, and there may be a brief time where we see this rain turn into a rain-snow mix. It's a fairly fast-moving front. What it is going to do is cool things down for Saturday. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Winter officially starts tomorrow, a little more than 24 hours from now, but it's not going to feel wintry on our first full day of winter. 40 for a high Friday with rain. Again, possibly turning to a rain-snow mix briefly. We've got some colder weather behind our front for Saturday and Christmas Eve Sunday, finally back down to average, but that doesn't last. We start warming up with just a 20% chance, still the slight chance of some very light snow on Christmas Day. And then back to warmer and wetter weather heading into the middle of next week. Derek?
All right, Chris, thank you so much. Well, most Americans won't be seeing a white Christmas this year, as snow cover across the country right now is the lowest it's been in 20 years. Meteorologist Matt Gray is tracking down why this is happening. Matt?
All right, thank you, Derek. And before we dive into this, we need to understand what a white Christmas is, scientifically speaking. So the National Weather Service defines a white Christmas as either 1 inch or more of snow on the ground on Christmas morning or measurable snowfall on Christmas Day. Now that we've got that, let's move on. This year, a lot can depend on getting snow the day before or on Christmas itself. You see snow cover across the lower 48 states. It is the lowest in 20 years, only 15% and change. On this day last year, it was almost 45%. It has been a warm December across the country, and in Spokane this month, it's actually the warmest December since 1979 so far, and there is more warm weather to come. Take a look with me here now. The huge area of jet stream winds is developing over the North Pacific, and as it progresses across the ocean, it is going to be dumping out thousands of miles worth of mild Pacific air over North America in the coming days. Now, this is all some pretty classic El Nino behavior, especially in the east and in the northern plains. Usually we see drier and not as snowy weather, and they're certainly seeing that here at the end of 2023. And there's also climate change, of course, in the background, as there is with everything these days. In Spokane, the period from Christmas to early January, almost 7 degrees warmer over the last 50 years, that change. That said, it is still winter, so any storms that do appear are going to drop some snow somewhere. And as Chris mentioned, we've got a couple on the way. They'll bring some snow to the Rockies and some of the northern plains on Christmas Day, but the majority of Americans will be seeing a brown Christmas and maybe feeling like a blue Christmas this year. Derek.
All right, Matt, thank you. Well, still ahead, the number of drugs in the CDC shortage list is growing. Why the federal government and pharmaceutical companies blame each other. Next on 4 News Now.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, the waiting is over.
We have new Hondas in stock and ready for delivery. Plus, they all come with a lifetime warranty.
Come check out the all-new Honda CR-V and Accord hybrids.
Or maybe you're wanting the new Honda Ridgeline or newly designed Honda Pilot.
Whether you want a new car, van, or SUV, we have them in stock.
Family owned and operated in beautiful Coeur d'Alene, Idaho for over 55 years.
And don't forget about our lifetime warranty.
Visit us at our website, cdahonda.com.
Living in the Inland Northwest has its advantages, and one of those is working with amazing people who dedicate their time and efforts to help others. STCU's Volunteers Count is a program to say thank you for this service and inspire others to give back too. Please tell us about a volunteer at a local nonprofit that inspires you. Go to KXLY.com/volunteerscount and nominate them. Help us showcase those people who give of their time and truly make a difference. Volunteers Count, brought to you by 4 News Now and STCU.
Wow, it's literally the color of Santa's sleigh.
If I was Santa, this would be my sleigh.
So you just drive across the ocean?
I don't know. Maybe some of us still believe in a little thing called Christmas magic, so... Well, there you go.
Enter to win a shiny red Porsche. Grand prize drawing December 28th, only at Northern Quest.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
Spokane Wedding Expo is January 6th. For tickets, visit SpokaneWeddingExpo.com.
Well, that explosion destroyed this home, injuring 4 people in West Park, Florida. Investigators believe it was caused by a gas leak. Officials say glass from the home could be found blocks away. The victims are currently in the hospital recovering from burns, breathing issues, and trauma. Well, doctors around the country are warning about a shortage of several important drugs, including drugs that treat cancer. ABC's Andrea Fujii has the story.
This morning, more doctors and lawmakers are sounding the alarm about drug shortages in the U.S. Among them, life-saving cancer medications, including chemo drugs.
These shortages can be life or death for kids, especially when it comes to the cancer drugs.
The FDA's drug shortage lists include those that treat lymphoma and leukemia.
We know how to treat cancer, but shortages force impossible choices. We have drugs that are life-saving and shortages that are life-threatening.
Testifying at a Senate hearing, experts blame the shortages in part on the low cost of generic drugs, with insurance companies often only paying for those cheaper generic versions.
A vial of sterile injectable medicine typically costs less than this cup of coffee that I bought downstairs this morning. So this reduces the incentive of manufacturers to invest in quality or in newer manufacturing facilities.
It's not just cancer drugs. Kimberly Yard's daughter has taken the stimulant Vyvanse for her ADHD for years, but her insurance company wants her to switch to Adderall, another drug in short supply.
Adderall's the one that started this whole shortage. So you want me to potentially not have consistent medication for my daughter? Instead, really? Why?
The government and drug makers blame each other for the shortage of ADHD medications. The DEA set limits on the ingredients needed to produce them because they're controlled substances. Drug makers say those limits are too strict. The American Medical Association is now urging the U.S. government to consider manufacturing some of the drugs itself to alleviate some of the shortages. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
All right, still ahead here on 4 News Now at 6, why an 8-year-old from Spokane Valley is now being called a hero. That's coming up next. Don't go away.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly. Rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas.
At Jewelry Design Center, we want to be your jeweler for life.
We're the largest independent diamond supplier in the Northwest, bringing you the best quality, the best care, the best diamonds at the best and lowest price first. Experience unrivaled expertise at any one of our locations.
We're a family business with one goal, to be your jeweler for life. Jewelry Design Center since 1977.
Do you have property damage? Burke's Restoration provides full-service emergency response for residential and commercial disasters. Wind damage? Burke's can handle that. Is flooding your problem? Burke's Restoration knows just what to do. Fire or smoke damage? Call Burke's today. You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Burke's Restoration takes care of fire, smoke, wind, or water damage and more. Tell your insurance company you choose Burke's Restoration. Call or click today.
This holiday season, even Santa needs to stock up on the freshest ingredients for a magical feast. From green beans, Brussels sprouts, and prime rib to our signature cookies and Cyrus O'Leary apple pies, we've got it all for your holiday gatherings. And just when Santa thought his list was complete,
Santa, don't forget to pick up something special for dinner, dear.
make your holidays magical with My Fresh Basket, where even Santa shops for the finest ingredients. Happy holidays from My Fresh Basket.
E.T.
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 Hi, E.T.
Only on E.T.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
GMA 7A on the Friday before Christmas. Things are getting really ugly in the best way because here come our ugly sweaters. And we've got a live holiday performance from Brandy this week on Good Morning America.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Just don't be scared. Be strong.
And that's exactly what 8-year-old Leonel did when his mom had a seizure over the summer. Because Leonel knew how to call 911 and how to talk to paramedics, his mom is still alive today. And just this week, he was given the Spokane Valley Fire Department's life-saving award for his bravery. Bronte Saratsky spoke with the family about the boy's heroic actions.
Well, it was inside of this kitchen where Leonel's mom, Monica, had a seizure, causing her to fall down while he was home with his little sister. Thankfully, she had taught him what to do in case of an emergency like this, and he sprung into action, saving her life.
I feel happy too because I helped my mom.
Monica Bermudez suffers from regular seizures. Everyone in her family knows what to do if she has one. But it wasn't until this summer, when she had a seizure with just Leonel and his 11-month-old sister home, that the young boy had to put these skills to use.
Last thing I remember, so I was with my son in the kitchen, and that's all.
While his mom was unconscious on the ground, Leonel was brave, immediately calling 911 and staying on the line until paramedics got there.
Because my mom told me, just don't be scared, be strong.
And once they did arrive, Leonel knew to tell them everything they needed to care for his mom.
His actions and what stuck with me for an 8-year-old boy was something I would expect from somebody in their 20s to 30s to be able to answer all those questions, do all that kind of stuff.
Actions like comforting his baby sister while the paramedics got to work saving his mom. Captain Josh Lofton says it's crucial for kids to not only know to call 911, but to be able to provide an address, information, and to stay calm and on the line like Leonel did.
I believe that his actions that day did make a huge difference in saving his mother's life.
Because of his actions, this week Leonel received the fire department's life-saving award.
He's my hero, because if he wasn't for him, I don't know, maybe I'm not here.
Reporting in Spokane Valley, Bronte Saratsky, 4 News Now.
I've been watching the cloud deck lower over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. You could see the light reflected off those low clouds, and the fog is taking over downtown Spokane, areas of dense fog out on the West Plains. Here's a look at our visibility around the region. Right now, very low as you head out toward the airport and the Air Force Base. Down to a mile in Deer Park. Around the region, we find some dense fog around the Sandpoint area. Also up around Omak, down through the Okanagan Valley. Things have improved a little bit in Pullman. It was less than a quarter mile earlier. Now it's up to 7 miles. Temperatures, meanwhile, 40 degrees in Spokane. We'll be dropping down below freezing in some locations, in the most part right around freezing. So there will be some frosty spots on the road. roadways late tonight as well as early tomorrow morning. Otherwise, tomorrow expect a dry and gray day with mild conditions. High temperature up around 40 degrees after a morning low of 34. I have some amazing Wildlife Wednesday photos for you, including some shots from the eagles in Coeur d'Alene. Record count. They have really increased in numbers here recently. Incredible photos to share with you in just a few minutes, Derek.
Chris, thank you. Well, the TSA says its holiday travel period kicks off tomorrow with one of its busiest days, and a potentially record-setting stretch could collide with winter weather. CNN's Karen Caifa explains how the federal government and the airlines say they're prepared.
The majority of Americans will drive to their holiday destinations, but airlines will really be in the spotlight, especially if winter weather enters the mix. The TSA says they expect numbers to surpass last year's holiday season and says passengers should be prepared for a lot of company at the airports through New Year's. It's going to be a blockbuster holiday season in the skies, according to AAA.
The thing is, more people are going to be traveling now that they ever have.
With flights near or at capacity between now and New Year's, there's pressure for airlines to keep things moving.
When we see delays, whether it be from weather or just a technical delay in getting a flight out of the gate, it impacts the whole schedule for the day.
And Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says weather disruptions could be on the radar.
We may see some bad weather impacting travel around Christmas and New Year's. FAA is working closely with airlines to plan for that possibility.
But Buttigieg says that 2023 has seen the lowest commercial flight cancellation rate in the last 5 years. And experts deem Thanksgiving, which saw some new holiday peaks for the TSA and airlines, a success.
Obviously, weather delays and cancellations are a very real thing this time of year. But I think in terms of what airlines can control, we've seen improvements, and Thanksgiving was proof of it.
Airlines indicating better preparation for the holiday rush.
We've seen in the last couple of years recovering from the pandemic, staffing shortages, training gaps, impacting not just airlines and airports, but the entire aviation industry. The good news heading into this holiday season is that an incredible amount of resilience has been added.
For the busy stretch between now and New Year's, the FAA has also opened some additional military airspace. And if airlines fall short on staffing and preparedness, there was a reminder just this week that there are consequences. On Monday, the Department of Transportation announced a record $140 million penalty against Southwest Airlines for last year's 10-day holiday meltdown that stranded more than 2 million travelers. In Washington, I'm Karen Caifa.
Well, the Spokane Airport expects this holiday season to be the busiest one yet and wants you to be prepared. The busiest travel days are expected to be this Friday, the day after Christmas, and the following Thursday and Friday, the 28th and 29th. Throughout the season, traffic is expected to peak between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. every day. So what can you do to prevent any issues? For starters, wait to wrap gifts. Don't bring wrapped presents in your carry-on or checked baggage. Arrive at the airport at least 2 hours before boarding and have your boarding pass and ID ready to go before you enter the security line. And if you're hitting the roads this holiday season, you might see some plows on the road, and that's why the Washington Department of Transportation created a fun, festive short film to remind us all about plow safety. Take a look.
Another big no-no is passing us on the right while we're plowing. That's one way to wind up on the naughty list or deal with insurance. I'm not sure which is worse.
Motor Gnome also says to be sure to give plows plenty of space because plow drivers sometimes have to avoid obstacles in the road and can change lanes at a moment's notice. If you would like to watch the entire short film, you can look for this story on KXLY.com. And if you need help getting in the holiday spirit still, the historic Campbell House in Browns Addition is holding its annual Campbell House Holidays event. You and your family will get to step back in time in beautifully decorated rooms at the Campbell House. Along with Christmas decorations, there will be plenty of live music and family fun activities like a scavenger hunt. You'll even be able to meet a few members of the Campbell family who lived in Spokane during the early 1900s.
We will have several members of the Campbell family as well as different members of the household staff around, and they are living in 1910, so be sure to ask them about the gossip from the newspapers of the day.
The event runs from noon to 4 o'clock every day until December 23rd. Tours start every 15 minutes and are just $2 a person with museum admission. Although the live actors won't be there after this Saturday, you can still enjoy holiday decorations at the Campbell House through January 16th. The Colorado Supreme Court says former President Donald Trump is not eligible to run for president. What amendment was cited to get Trump's name off the ballot? Coming up.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Coeur d'Alene Nissan. Wishing you a happy and joyful holiday season from BECU.
Injured in a car wreck? Insurance company giving you the runaround? Delays, excuses, and lowball offers. Don't get hurt twice. Get twice the help. Call 800-LAW-0842.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
Adventure awaits at Silver Mountain Resort this winter. Enjoy some of the best terrain in the region, only 30 minutes east of Coeur d'Alene, right off I-90. Family, friends, and smiles as big as the wide open vistas. Relax in a beautiful condo just a stroll away from dining, water slides, indoor surfing, and 84 degrees. And a gondola ride away from our new covered carpet lift, tubing, and acres of snow rider heaven. Your winter adventure awaits at Silver Mountain. Book today at silvermt.com.
With the all-new high-tech Chevy Trax. Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Blazer models, or use your Red Tag bonus cash to get $1,500 total cash allowance on this Blazer.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Get your groove on at Mistaqua Casino Hotel Sunday, December 31st. You could win your share of over $15,000 in cash. Enjoy party favors to ring in 2024. Learn more at Mistaqua.com.
Wishing you a happy and joyful holiday season from BECU.
When it comes to the orangutan, 4-month-old Siska, Barani, you are the father.
You saw and heard that right. The Denver Zoo had the legendary Maury Povich announce the result of the paternity test for its newest baby orangutan, Sashika. Sashika was born in August, but the zoo only recently got the results, and they couldn't think of a better person to make the announcement than Maury Povich himself. Back in business, baby.
That is hilarious.
Pretty good, for sure.
Yeah.
All right, hey, it's a Wednesday. That means we've got some wildlife to talk about.
We do. We've got some good wildlife, too, Derek. And we're going to start off with one of my all-time favorite creatures. I love snowy owls. They are so magical. Mark Boat sent this one. He said it was the first one of the season. As this owl's probably wondering, where is the snow? I can't see the bowls without the snow, but it is just gorgeous. Look at those furry feet and those soft feathers up around the face. I just want to give it a hug. Can't do that, though. Thank you, Mark. Valerie Fink shared this photo of a couple of young bucks practicing for next year's rut. Said the sound of those antlers colliding was quite enormous. A great picture there, Valerie. I bet that was fun to watch. Susie Corpay, speaking of fun, shared this photo of an adorable otter at Turnbull. Looks like he is mugging for the camera, just looking so cute there. Thank you, Susie. All right, now take a look at this from Kathy Bolam. This is a shot of some of the Lake Coeur d'Alene eagles. In this picture, 29 she counted. Some of them are under her name there. Just unbelievable. And this photo and the following one from Courtney were taken from the Lake Coeur d'Alene cruises. So not at Higgins Point where you see a lot of eagles, but they said they were just decorating the trees like ornaments. They're just covered in eagles on the cruise. This one is from Courtney. They said it was just an amazing way to see the eagles, and they both sent several pictures, and I just picked two. I'll post more on my Facebook later, but boy, an amazing year for eagles. I understand it is a record count, somewhere around 400 right now on Lake Coeur d'Alene. Fun to host those eagles. Let's track our weather pattern. We have this area of low pressure off the California coast, bringing rain there. One system heading to the north, taking some rain into Canada, but we're going to be dry on Thursday with the low clouds and fog, and then this fast-moving front will zip through our region on Friday. It's going to cool things down for the weekend, but it doesn't look like it's going to cool things down in time to produce any snow. Here's a closer look of that rain developing around noon on Friday. We'll see some rain off and on throughout the evening. Here's Friday at 5, a little bit of mountain snow. And then as that cold air comes in, we also dry out. So I don't know that we're going to see any snow out of this system. It looks like it might all be rain. We're dry for Saturday, dry Christmas Eve, but cooler behind the front. And then we have a 20% chance of precipitation on Christmas Day. With that cooler air, we might just manage a tiny bit of snow, Derek.
We will take a tiny bit right now, for sure. Anything we can get. Chris, thank you. From presidential candidates to legal experts, everyone is weighing in on the Colorado Supreme Court decision to say Donald Trump is ineligible to run for president. The court citing a section of the 14th Amendment. CNN's Julia Benbrook explains.
The Colorado Supreme Court ruled 4-3 that former President Donald Trump can't be on the ballot in the state because of his actions on January 6, 2021, citing the 14th Amendment's ban on insurrectionists holding public office.
I believe that Donald Trump incited the insurrection and that it's up to a court to determine whether that incitement disqualifies him from further holding office under the Constitution. This isn't such a clear-cut case in that we don't have a lot of case law. It's unprecedented.
The Trump campaign said it would swiftly file an appeal, writing, "We have full confidence that the U.S. Supreme Court will quickly rule in our favor and finally put an end to these un-American lawsuits." The Colorado ruling is drawing strong reaction from voters.
I think working to prevent something like that from happening again is beneficial for all Americans.
I do not see our judicial system having a right to interject themselves into the middle of the process.
This decision is likely to become a rallying cry for Republicans in 2024. Even Trump's primary competitors are speaking out against the decision.
We don't need to have judges making these decisions. We need voters to make these decisions.
I think it would cause a lot of anger in this country if people had the choice taken away from them.
Trump spoke at a campaign event in Iowa Tuesday night after the ruling dropped, but he did not mention the court's decision. Reporting in Washington, I'm Julia Benbrook.
Well, it's National Signing Day. We take a look at the newest members of the WSU football team, the players to keep an eye on, coming up next in sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Cash in this holiday season at Spokane Tribe Casino in the Winter Wonderland cash drawings. Win your share of more than $57,000 in cash every Saturday in December, only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
I'm Mark Peterson, the Extreme Team and Horizon Credit Union, ready to take on our next job. If you know of a project that needs an Extreme Team makeover, go to KXLY.com to nominate it. Our thanks to Horizon Credit Union for sponsoring the 4 News Now Extreme Team.
Whatever the holidays mean to you, get the most out of them in a new Honda. Whether it's taking in the lights with all your friends in a spacious Accord, or taking in a snow day in a rugged CR-V. Your holiday adventure awaits with a new Honda during Happy Honda Days. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
3, 2, 1. New Year's Rockin' Eve is popping off with epic performances by Green Day, Janelle Monáe, Post Malone, Ludacris, 30 Seconds to Mars, New Jeans, and more. Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve with Ryan Seacrest, live on ABC.
Spokane Exercise Equipment is the Inland Northwest premier provider of top-of-the-line exercise and rehabilitation equipment. Once the Spokane Exercise Equipment technicians have finished setting up your new home gym, that's when the workout competition begins. Spokane Exercise Equipment has all you need to achieve your fitness goals. They offer delivery, installation, service, and maintenance for all residential and commercial customers. Visit them in downtown Spokane or go online to see their full line of products.
Cash in this holiday season at Spokane Tribe Casino in the Winter Wonderland Cash Drawings. Win your share of more than $57,000 in cash every Saturday in December, only at Spokane Tribe Casino. You just win here.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Well, the next era of Washington State football is here. Today is National Signing Day for college football. Student athletes from around the country choose where they'll be playing next season. Sports Director Julian Minnesone joins us to tell us about the players WSU added to its roster.
Well, the Cougars signed 25 players today. 23 of them are from high school, 2 are transfers. WSU's recruiting class ranks 62nd in the overall composite rankings according to 24/7 Sports. That would be first in the Mountain West, where the Cougars will be playing next season. The class is highlighted by quarterback Evans Chuba, who is from Clearwater Academy in Florida. WSU also signed 4 players from Washington, the most of any FBS program. To put into perspective, UW did not add any players from the state of Washington in their recruiting class. WSU also added Camden DeGraw from Coeur d'Alene High School. Head coach Jake Dickert says they're still in the market to add an experienced quarterback through the transfer portal. The Cougars have also kept most of their current roster. Only 15 players have transferred. Coach Dickert says the collapse of the Pac-12 had little impact on recruiting, given the amount of players they were able to retain.
Shows hopefully to everybody out there the type of culture that we've built here, that our guys want to stay, they want to be coached here, they want to be developed, they want to be treated fairly. I just think that's what, yeah, these new guys are great, but there's no secret that that was kind of the number one thing that we had to do, and we had the ability to do that.
Now, multiple reports say that Washington State and Oregon State are set to join the WCC in basketball and all other non-football and baseball sports for the next 2 seasons. According to Yahoo Sports, the deal is not official, but is expected to be finalized this week. WSU and OSU would compete as affiliate members of the WCC. This means the games would count towards conference standings. The Cougars and Beavers would also be able to compete in conference tournaments. Washington State and Oregon State have a 2-year grace period to operate as a 2-team conference and potentially rebuild the Pac-12. The WSU and OSU football teams already have a scheduling agreement with the Mountain West for next season. This could set up a matchup between WSU and Gonzaga in men's hoops the first time since 2015. Now, Washington State women's hoops ending the non-conference schedule with a road. The Cougars hung tough late, but Auburn made some big shots down the stretch. Scott Grayson with the shot clock winding down. WSU falls on the road 69-62. Washington State opens up Pac-12 play at Stanford on January 5th. Gonzaga women's hoops in Phoenix taking on Arizona in the Jerry Colangelo Classic. The Bulldogs got a huge boost from forward Yvonne Ejim. Ejim running the floor, and Kaylee Trong, she's going to find her with a beautiful pass as the Zags take an early lead there in the first quarter. But Arizona hung around in this one. Kaylin Gilbert, dangerous in the open floor. Gilbert with the layup, and that cuts Gonzaga's lead to just 1. But Arizona had no answer for Ejim. Ejim, 27 points to lead the way for the Bulldogs as the Zags get a huge win, 81-69. Bulldogs will host New Mexico on Friday. And Washington State volleyball coach Jen Greeny is leaving Pullman to take the head coaching job at West Virginia. Greeny has spent the last 13 years at WSU, leading the Cougars to at least 20 wins or more in each of the last 3 seasons. In 2023, Greeny led WSU to a 26-8 record. That's the most wins in a single season for the program since 1997. The Davenport native helped get WSU to 8 straight NCAA tournament appearances since 2016. And Gonzaga basketball is taking on Jackson State right now. We'll have highlights and post-game reactions tonight on Nightside. That'll wrap us up for sports.
All right, the Greenies will be missed in Pullman for sure. As we head to a break, here's a look at today's ABC primetime lineup tonight.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
Our motto here at Holiday Heating is fixed right or it's free. That means that we'll get the job done right the first time, and if we don't,
we will own up to that and we will take care of it for you for free.
Fixed right or it's free means that we are accountable for the 100% satisfaction of our customers.
We'll come back and get the job done and with no additional charge to the customer.
We are humans and we do make mistakes, but we are here to make it right and make sure our customers know that.
Hey, can I get some butter for my popcorn?
Sure, it'll be $1 extra.
$1 extra for butter?
Yep.
Ridiculous, right? You know what else doesn't make sense? Some people are still paying for their checking accounts. Some places it's $12 a month. At P1FCU, we believe some things should just be free. Open your Ascent checking with tons of great benefits at p1fcu.org/free.
Whatever your plans are this season, do more in a new Chevy. Or qualified lessees can get this Equinox for around $239 a month.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Ring in the new year with the Coeur d'Alene Casino's $250,000 New Year's weekend to remember. Win a share of $30,000 in the New Year's weekend kickoff drawings on Friday, December 29th. On New Year's Eve, play for a share of $72,000 in giveaways with $24,000 winners at 4, 7, and 11 p.m. If bingo's your game, join the 55 grand session at 4 p.m. and keep the party going past midnight on New Year's Eve with the $97,000 plus lucky time to remember. Visit cdacasino.com for details.
Winning is just the beginning. Paprika, garlic, tomato, a feast for the whole family. Introducing the Royal Rosars Rib Roast, exclusively flavored by Spiceology. Now available at your neighborhood Rosars.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tin Roof.
Coming up tonight on Nightside, a Spokane family in mourning. We meet with the family of murder victim Janelle Martinson and explain what led up to her death.
Here's a look at your 7-day forecast. We have rain coming in Friday, still a slight chance of snow on Christmas. Tomorrow, though, it's all about the fog.
Yeah, and tonight even, right? Well, there's still some fog around the area.
Oh, yes, there is, and dense in spots, so keep that in mind.
Do be careful. All right, we'll be back at 11 with Nightside. We hope to see you then. Have a great night.